In this lesson, we'll look at some of the common functions that StreamCat uses to create custom web broadcast experiences. To broadcast from a web browser, whether in real time or low latency, we first need to obtain permission to access a user's camera and microphone. It's also important to list the available cameras and microphones so that we can provide streamers with an option to change to a different device. Finally, you'll need to be familiar with how to create instances of a media stream for both the camera and the microphone, since the Amazon IVS Web Broadcast SDK uses these to broadcast to an Amazon IVS channel. To work with a user's camera and microphone, accessing devices, and creating streams, you must become familiar with the JavaScript method getUserMedia. If a user has not previously granted permission to access media devices, they will be prompted to do so the first time this method is invoked for your application. We can ensure that our UGC application has permission to access the streamer's camera and microphone by invoking navigator.mediadevices.getUserMedia. This is one of the first functions that is invoked on every page that allows a user to broadcast to an Amazon IVS channel, regardless of whether the broadcast is low latency or real time. Instead of logging the failure to the console, your application may choose to display an error message to the user if this method fails to obtain the necessary permissions. The navigator.mediadevices.enumerateDevices function gives our application a way to list all available cameras and microphones. This method returns a promise that receives an array of media device info objects. Each media device info object contains a kind property, which can be one of video input, audio input, or audio output. We're interested in the video input and audio input media devices, so we can filter the returned array by kind so that we can display a list of cameras and microphones in our UI. The Web Broadcast SDK expects an instance of a media stream when adding an audio or video device to an instance of the Amazon IVS Broadcast client. To create a media stream, we again use navigator.mediadevices.getUserMedia, but this time we can pass a specific device ID to get a stream from a particular device. We can also pass constraints to limit the size of the video when retrieving a video stream. In the example shown here, we're getting a video stream and constraining its size based on the constant values from the Web Broadcast SDK, depending on whether or not the channel broadcasting is a partner channel. More on StreamCat partners in another lesson. To create an audio stream, we pass a specific audio device ID. The StreamCat application uses a function called getDevices to populate two different select elements in the UI. For example, here's the dropdown that gives broadcasters the ability to change their camera. This control updates the selected video device ID in the view model. The view model watches this value, and when it changes, it will create a new video stream bound to the newly selected device ID. In this lesson, we learned about obtaining device permissions, listing available devices, and creating media streams. In the next lesson, we'll see how these media streams are used with the Amazon IVS broadcast client to broadcast a live stream with low latency.